I mean, Sony did it again. Another masterpiece of perfection. Newest member to the G Master family. Let's welcome GM 35mm 1.4. G Master has been the status quo at the top of the line of Sony E-mount ecosystem. Although there's many third parties that make great lenses for Sony E-mount, people still eyes on the G Master. It represents quality, reliability, and arguably above this, the prestige when you actually own one. It's like your little share of the throne. Alright, let's quickly run through the spec, then we can go in the shooting session. 67mm filter thread, 524 gram. 11 rounded aperture blade, and the minimum focus distance of this is 0.27 meter in autofocus, and in manual focus is 0.25. Full focus. Can you tell any difference? Yep, this is a 24 GM and this is a 35 GM. Beside the 35, it just ever so slightly taller, Other than that, they are the same. The G bash, the autofocus and manual focus switch, the aperture rings, the decrease button. But I do find two things that tell them apart. One is very minor. The aperture ring is slightly stiffer this round, and of course the hood you see already. The tulip shape, yep. So, and the other one that look awfully similar is this 20mm. So, yep, they're all the same. Due to the pandemic situation in Malaysia is getting worse, and by the time I'm filming this, just a day before the movement control, another lockdown. We don't advise to going to public places to get our test shot, so we improvise. Make over for our studio. It's very limited, but should work just fine, I think. This lens is absolutely no slouch. Wide open sharpness is unseen in any 35mm I tried before. Not mean others 35 is not sharp or any bad, but this new GM 35 just crazy. The resolution of the lens at wide open 1.4 is easily outdo what my A7R3 42MP can capture. And if you compare back to the 35mm 1.8 that they made earlier, the small one, or the big chunky Sony Jayz 35mm 1.4 ZA, both of them have some CA issue, especially the 35mm 1.8 that caused me a nightmare before. But this new GM, I hardly get any noticeable CA in any of my shots. Incredible. What did they fit this thing? I'm not a big fan of 35mm, and I even give it a bad name back then, lazy lens. When I'm still a working photographer, I have an issue with my partner that always using a 35mm throughout the whole job. Despite how much I disagree with his lens choice, he still get the job done. So in another way, 35mm is a very versatile lens. I have to admit that, right? The lens, as I said earlier, is a masterpiece of perfection, basically flawless. And while you don't really get to pick the color of your lens G badge, but let's just say, if you want your G badge to come in orange, you do have to pay a hefty fee for it. And let's just say it's cost quite a bit more than a silver badge. It's not like product red cost more, but apparently the product orange does. The official price of the G Master 35mm 1.4 come in 6,799 ringgit. It's expensive. But it's also a very correct price for the lens just like this, for something of this caliber where we're really expecting anything less. And if you are serious about owning a 35mm, this is the best. The best. Yeah. So what's the next GM will be? That's all for today. If you like more videos just like this, give it a big thumbs up and comment below what you would like to know more about this lens. Your support means a lot to us, so please subscribe to us. And see you next time. Focus, focus, focus. Yeah, you see? Orange, red. Can you see orange? Yeah. Cut. Done.